I'm here on behalf of OP Financial Group. I'm here with Roger, who is our expert in the world of insurances, and I let him speak in a short moments. I go through a little bit background of OP Group, what we are and what we do and what kind of services we provide for our customers, and then we take a further look for that business case, and Roger will tell you more about that. My background is that I joined OP last year, so I'm quite new in the building. I used to work in more like in a startup and small scale companies with less than 10 people in the company, so it's been quite big jump to the big house now, but I'm happy that I'm able to work with the startups and small companies even nowadays, so I find it very interesting, and I can imagine the dilemma in your day-to-day job when you need to grow your own business, but then you need to work with the stakeholders like accounting and banking and insurance and many of the relationships, and it's important to have them in okay conditions. But OP, in a nutshell, it's a quite big company, like I mentioned. We are customer owned. Nowadays we have some 1.5 million customer owners, so it's quite a large group of customers. They range from households and private individuals to startups and big corporations, so it's quite large scale business. We are located in almost every part of Finland nowadays, so we want to be local in that way, but also we are investing heavily in the digital world, and we want to provide services also in different channels that we can help you whenever you need it in most suitable manner. We want to offer financial services under one roof. Basically, normally when you talk about banking, for example, you of course consider about financing and cash management, and I mean payments and accounts and sort of basic stuff, and that's our core business. But then there's lots of other elements as well. Risk management, of course, covering the insurances that we take a further look in a few minutes, but also international services. For example, when you buy or sell something abroad and international trade, there are some services that we can help with. And also, if you consider or think about your own company, one of the important things is your employees and staff, and what could you do for them that they would provide you more effort. It can be something related to money, but nowadays healthcare and health is something that we take very seriously. We have nowadays own hospital that we can provide services for our customers as well. So it's quite different from the banks used to be. And of course, entrepreneur services, your personal banking, your housing loans, and etc. we are providing. And also when you are growing your business, it's good to have some partner that can go through the different stages, because the world in startup phase is quite different from the day-to-day business in more stable business and old businesses. So that's basically the range of services we provide. But now I think Roger could join us and go through the advanced value profiling company and the insurances.
Okay, just to start. I'm Roger Lindman. I have my school background. I have graduated from Hanken something like 20 years ago. I started up working in different companies in Finland and in Denmark, and for the last 10 years I've been an entrepreneur in different businesses. I also now work for OP as an entrepreneur, so I can only say that go on. My only regret is that I didn't start earlier. That's for sure. But I try to be very concrete. I now at OP, I work in the OP private bank, so I work with personal people and with small businesses and startups. This was yours still. There. So I try to be very concrete in this. There are different kind of insurances. There are a couple of insurances that you need to take by law when you start up a business. The first one is your own insurance for your pension, YEL, that's what it's called. There are some rules that how long you can go on and so on, how big the business needs to be before you have to take it. But as a rule, you have to be prepared to take this YEL insurance for every owner in the company, as long as they own more than 33% of the company. That's the level. And that insurance is the basis of the social security for the person here in Finland. So it's calculated on this insurance, your pension is calculated, but also if you get ill or sick, you will receive some daily allowances from Kela, and it's all calculated on this insurance. In real life, the practical minimum is something like 200 euros per each month per each owner. That's roughly where it ends up usually. You can go a little lower, but then you actually don't have any security. So that's in real life what you have to calculate. You get a 20% discount on this insurance for the 4 first years when you start up a business. And this is prices for this insurance is said, so you don't get any benefits by going to a different company or anything. The government states these policies and these prices every year. On this level, if you pay something like 200 euros a month, you would receive, if you get ill or sick, you would receive something like 800, 900 euros from Kela each month if you cannot work. So it's a really basic one, but still something. And that's the only insurance that this company actually has to take by law. So you can leave it there if you wish. But that's a great risk, of course. When you employ your first employee, when you hire your first employee, you have to take his pension insurance also. That's called YEL. And an accidental insurance for that person. And if you calculate the YEL, the insurance policy is something like 25% of the salary you pay. So if you pay 1,000 euros, you have to pay 250 euros on this one. And then the accidental insurance, that depends on what you are doing. So if you are sitting in an office, it's cheaper. If you are building roofs or something, it's more expensive. So that varies. But for this kind of company, our example company, it would be roughly like this. That you have to consider. Then directly when you start, this is the only thing I really urge everybody to take. I mean, this is when we come to you. when the real word comes around, and this insurance for legal expenses does not cover the help of making contracts or stuff like this. But if you run into trouble, you have a dispute about your rental agreement, you have a dispute with some worker, you have whatever, then you can cover these legal expenses with an insurance. And usually in real life, when these things occur, then 3,000 euros is not much. They are usually very expensive and they can take long. If people go on, it can take 4 or 5 years in Finland to get things settled. And when you go to a lawyer firm, their first question very often is that, do you have an insurance or not? So this is something you really should consider straightly when you start. Usually in that package also comes a liability insurance for things that you do. This is more like a physical liability insurance. If you go to a customer and break his vase or something, you can have insurance that covers these kinds of costs. More important in different kind of businesses than maybe in this example case. But if you budget something like 400 euros a year in this startup situation now, that's roughly what it costs, so it's not much. Just please remember to take it right away.
For company or per person?
No, this is for the whole company, so it's really, really cheap. And with this, you have a basic fund that you can work with. Then when we go on, then we have a lot of things. Yes, please.
Does it cover IPR disputes?
Sorry.
IPR, like the legal, if you guys sue.
Yeah.
Because IPR, does it cover the lawyers?
IPR.
Patent
or patent
yeah.
dispute.
A patent dispute, yes. If you need to go to a law, to court. Yes, exactly. Yes, but these our insurance are restricted so that they cover in Finland. So if you have disputes somewhere else, then you have to have other insurances. This is for Finland. Yes. Okay. Then when we go on, the business grows and so on. In this case, when you are an entrepreneur, you always have to match your insurances. What do you take from the company? What do you have personally already? So this is then a situation where you have to look much closer into your case and build your own thing. But the thing I just want to say that people very often forget is that's yourself. I mean, people very often take insurances for machinery or computers or even mobile phones that actually are very small risk things. But what if you have a company and you have 2 or 3 owners and one of the owners falls sick and cannot work for half a year? That can be a disaster for the company. And these things you can insure. And when the revenue start to come in, you start to have some money. Please remember these things. You, as an entrepreneur, you need to be covered for health. I mean, you have to be able to go, when you get ill or sick, you have to be able to go to the doctor right away. And you have to have good treatment so that you can be back in the business as fast as possible. That can cost you a lot of money if you don't have that. You can also take insurances for, I mean, if you are hospitalized for, say half a year or something, you can take insurances that would cover you yourself. You could have a daily allowance for that. But it could also cover what the company is losing because you are away. These insurances are a little more expensive and they have to be built according to your needs, but they are very important as it grows. Yes, that's roughly it. I mean, do you have some questions?
Oh, great.
Please. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I must say to both of the first speakers, I mean, I really appreciate the sort of the level of concreteness. So this was exactly what we were looking for. So fantastic. So any final questions on insurance?
I have a question. Does it then cover also personal life? For example, at this point, I have health insurance for me as a person.
Yeah.
If I do it through company,
Yeah.
then I cancel basically the original which I have.
Yeah, but then you have to be very, I mean, if you have a personal health insurance, it might be better that you keep that one and don't take it here as an employee, because if you sell this company, you get a millionaire and you that's all the way, then this will end. And then always when you take a new health insurance, you will have to fill in a new health declaration. And then if you have something, then you get a not as good an insurance that you have. So it's a consideration, depending on what you have and what you want to have. And also life insurances, health insurance, all of these. Travel insurances are typical also. People have them personally also, and they cover quite a lot. Yeah.
Any other questions on insurances? Yes.
When is the UN mandatory? At good point.
When your business is so big that you could earn 7,000 euros a year, if you don't have to take the salary out, but if you could do that, then you should take the year. And you have, when you start up a company, you have 4 months. And please don't forget to do this, because I mean you can get charged later on, and that's expensive. So I mean, if you have had a company say 2 years and you haven't taken UL, and it has been, say that your turnover has been something like 50,000 a year, then you might be charged afterwards, and then you get it all at once. And that, if you are a small company and you don't have much money, then it's quite a big thing to pay right away. Yes.
Okay, about the interruptions. If I would have, let's say, 2 founders, technical guy, business guy, we would be really like hitting, so we would grow like 20% a month or something like that. Then we could have sales call, sit in the same car and have an accident. Both of us out of the picture for half a year or something. What would the company get?
You can. I mean, this level you can put. You decide yourself. You can say that if you have this kind of interruption, and also if you talk about pricing, it's a different thing. If you only talk about accidents, it's cheaper. If you also talk about sicknesses or illness, it's a little more expensive. But then you can say that a maximum is, say, 100,000 euros or 200,000 euros, or it can be only 20,000 euros. You decide yourself, and the price goes like this. And then the thing is that your accountant will present a calculation that how much money are we losing because these people cannot work. and that you will be compensated for.
So the maximum comes from what we have paid for, and it needs to be realistic for the losses.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
And also, so I mean, this insurance can also be paid, of course, if you can employ another person to take care of your job. This insurance can be used to pay the salary of these people. Yes, it's a good insurance, but not in the start because it's expensive. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good.